Natalia, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of the cutest Pokemon and also a personal favorite of mine. This little Oddish here. Isn't it just adorable? It's pretty easy to make, and it's pretty cool to have your very own living and breathing Pokemon. Well, at least the plant is. And I searched for the right plant for this Oddish here forever. Finally found it, and this plant is supposedly called Dracone or something. I will write it here on the screen so you can search for it as well if you want to make this little Oddish here and make it more look like Oddish. And if you want to see some more of these kind of DIYs in the future, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you want to make your very own Oddish or give it away to someone else, stick around and let's just get started. Now before painting the pot, you can draw a mouth and 2 eyes on some painter's tape. Then cut them out and then place them inside the pot. This is to ensure that the face won't rub off when being handled. And really make sure that the painter's tape really sticks to the glass so the paint won't run into these areas. Then pour in the paint, and I'm using cobalt blue, and then paint the whole pot, even on the mouth and eyes. And give this one more coating so it isn't see-through. Then leave it to dry afterwards. In the meantime, take your clay and then roll it flat, and you can use a glass to do that. And it needs to be about ½ centimeter thick. Then take your box cutter and then cut out the edges of the circle to make a rectangular. Then take this rectangular and then cut it in smaller pieces. Then take 2 of the pieces and then start rounding the corners and shape them into looking more like feet. And the sizes of these feet need to fit your planter, and if it doesn't, cut some off. Smooth out any lumps and bumps on the feet with some water. Then place the feet on the planter, and as you can see, it's a little bit crooked, so cut some off to make it more even. And you can also try to push down to make it more even. Then leave it to dry on the planter because it needs to keep the shape, but take them off so they can dry out completely and leave them on a surface to dry. When they're completely dry, use some fine sandpaper to remove any lumps and bumps. Once they're all smoothed out, paint them with the same color as you did with the planter. Leave them to dry on one side before painting the other side, and then leave them to dry completely. Then use some tissue paper and some water to remove the clay from the planter. Now we need to remove the painter's tape, and you can do that with a tweezer. So gently pull the painter's tape off. Once they're all removed, we need to paint the eyes and the mouth. So find a picture of Oddish and try to replicate that. Now we need to seal and protect the paint with some clear varnish. So cover up the outside of the planter with some painter's tape and take the whole thing outside before spraying everything. Remove the painter's tape and let the varnish set before moving on to the next step, which is to plant the little plant. But to protect the plant, put some saran wrap inside the planter. And create a drainage by putting some pebbles inside it. Then plant the plant inside the planter. Cut the excess saran wrap off with a scissor. Clean the planter and the feet with some hand sanitizer. This will make the glue bond much better. Once they're clean, put some glue on the feet and then attach it to the planter. Leave the whole thing to dry, and that's it. Your Oddish is done! I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you for leaving a like, I really appreciate it. And then let me know on the social media down below if you make this Oddish, because I would love to see yours. And if you want to see the upcoming videos, you need to subscribe and be a part of a lovely DIY family here at the blue toolbox. So subscribe, and I will see you soon with more ideas. Bye!